And then just to preface it, I hadn't had mushrooms before I had this dream. So Joel 2:28 talks about your young men having visions, your old men having dreams. So this was a vision, definitely a vision. Yeah. So in all seriousness, so about 3 weeks ago on a early Monday morning, and I knew the time because I woke up immediately after that. It was about 3 o'clock that I'd woke up. But just prior to that, in my dream, and I've had these types of dreams before, but a few years back. So the dream, how it started, and it was one of those dreams for me. It was more of an event because, as you know, well, with me personally, when I have a dream and you wake up during the middle of the night and you think, "Oh, that was interesting," I'll remember it. I must tell Philippa in the morning. But when you wake up in the morning, it's like, "What did I dream about again?" And you kind of forget. But this one, every single detail has stuck with me every day since then. So for me, it's easy to talk about exactly what happened because I can remember it sequentially and without fail in terms of exactly what happened. So the dream starts with you picture one of those old haunted houses, okay, but not your Hollywood-style haunted house. This was almost like a Victorian mansion. But everything was gray and ashen and dark. And I'd woken up in a room in this mansion, which was a large room, on quite a large bed. I mean, it was way bigger than it was sort of like a double king size. And everything when I woke up in my dream, looking around the room, everything was also very gray and tattered and just not very nice. And as I woke up, this bat, quite a large bat, flew towards me to attack me. And I just grabbed it and I just threw it away from me, quite violently, because I knew this thing wanted to harm me. So at that point, I heard this ominous voice calling to come out, come down. And I thought, no, sure, I'm not going to follow that voice. And next minute, this voice started calling out people by name and saying, "We're waiting for you, we're waiting for you, we're waiting for you." And my name, "We were still waiting for you, come down." So I was compelled to go into the space where this entity was. Anyway, the next minute, I'm in this dark room or room, whatever it is. You can't see the outsides of it, but in this space. And in this room are two lines of people, probably a similar sort of width of the chairs. So there's a line of people this way, and there's a line of people this way. I'm in this lane, or this line. And there's probably about a dozen in each line. And every single person in that line looks identical. We're all wearing almost like a sleep outfit or sleep gown, whatever you want to call it, from here to our feet. And very sort of grayish, not pristine at all. And the one person I recognize in my line is my cousin Kerwin, Greg's sister. So she's about 3 people deep away from me. So it's me and Kerwin, no one else I recognize in that line. And as I'm standing in this line, there's this entity, demonic entity, walking down the middle, backwards and forwards. And this entity was big. I mean, it was as tall as that aircon. And we were standing in the middle. And the one thing about all of us is that we were identical. The same hair. I couldn't see my hair, so maybe I had hair. I didn't know. But everyone had hair, and it was all the same length. Everyone looked identical. Anyway, so this entity was walking up and down. And it's just like, you don't want to be in this place because of this demonic creature. And then next minute, this young girl, lady, next to me, because we're all facing this way, she's to my left, she turns to this entity and almost with a confident smirk on her face, looks at it and says, "She is winning," and then just disappears. Anyway, so the next minute, I have a sword in my hand. And as this thing turns around and starts walking away from me, back down the line, I ran up behind it with this big sword and I slashed at its Achilles heel or tendon to cut its Achilles tendon. And as I cut the Achilles tendon of this creature, I heard a voice say, I will break the horn of Bashan. Quite I mean, in my mind or in my dream, I knew it was God. I will break the horn of Bashan. As I cut this creature's Achilles tendon, I have seen this entity before, and I'll end here. Is just before I gave my life, I had a profound dream like this as well. And I'd seen this creature before, well, this demonic force. Same face, with the horns, very much like you see in these movies, a atypical demonic type of entity. And this, I believe at that stage, I hadn't given my life, but I was seeking. My gran, who was very instrumental in getting me across the line in terms of giving my life, had given me a lot of literature, and I was very close to giving my life at that stage. And this thing started coming to my dreams and trying to scare me away from actually giving my life. It had the opposite effect, completely opposite effect, because then I thought, okay, I want to know this Jesus. I want to run into the Father's arms. Okay. Awesome. Thanks.